You don't lack intelligence, you don't lack ambition. However, do you have a discipline gap? Hello Ramblers of the world, and thank you for joining me on another Mindful Ramble, where we talk all things mindset reset and how it aligns to our journey through life. And today I am out rambling along one of my favourite parts of the country on the Fife Coastal Path. Beautiful day today, might even call it balmy, maybe not, but yeah, it's quite pleasant. So you can see I'm walking up the path just now towards the town of Anstruther and all the way back to St Morin's and the windmill. Hoping there's a little bit of wind, but I'm hoping it's working okay today. And as always, if you could subscribe, like, comment and share, I would be incredibly grateful, and it really does help me build this channel bigger and better. And as I say, every journey has a story. Let's go! So this week I was saying farewell to a friend of mine. He's decided to sell up his business and move abroad, which must admit, quite jealous. But good on him, taking that risk and moving outside his comfort zone. But it got me thinking that in life these opportunities will arise, and if your gut is telling you to go for it, so your gut says, yep, that's for me, then we only get one chance in this world, and we really need to go for it. I know there's always going to be risk in that, but when it comes down to it, would the risk not be worth it? You don't want to get to end your life and think about your story and have regrets. So it's a choice, you know. He had the choice: do I take that risk or do I live with regrets? And he's decided to go for it. So it was a bit emotional. Great guy, but I must admit it is great to see when people do that and go for it. And I must admit, leaving this country at this moment in time, it's not a bad shout, and I'm sure other countries have all their problems as well, but I must admit this country just now is not a particularly pleasant place to live in, I'm afraid. Well, that's my opinion. Of course, that's just my opinion. I'm sure we all have our own opinions, but that's just the way I feel about it at the moment. Hoping things get better, but we'll see. As I say, everything's temporary, so hopefully the current state is just a temporary thing. I started a video today. I was talking about the discipline gap, and that is something that I see a lot of people struggling with. And what do I mean by that? So a good example of that is the beginning of the year, and you have new goals and you have really enthusiasm to go after them, and you start well, and a lot of people do start very well, really crack on with achieving these goals. Then life happens, responsibilities, your business, your career, and before you know it, you've lost all discipline. You park those tasks that you need to take until next week, and then it moves on to the next week. You find any excuse not to do what you know you need to do. I mean, you know what you need to do, but the problem is you just don't have that discipline to do it. And before you know it, you're back on autopilot, living your life, and before you know it, it's the end of the year and it starts again. That vicious cycle starts again, unless you can build a more disciplined habit. And that's where this discipline gap comes in. So you need to find ways to improve your discipline to make sure you can achieve what you want to achieve. So how do you go about doing that? Well, A couple of things I wanted to share today. So how do we go about doing that? Well, the first one is remove the all or nothing mindset. So for example, you might have missed the gym. You go to the gym 3 times a week, for example, and then you miss one session. And it just makes you want to give up totally. It's like, I've missed that session, what's the point? I'm just going to stop. Instead, if you can remove that kind of mindset and just say to yourself, fine, I've missed it today. Not a problem, I'll get back on it tomorrow. We are human and we are going to slip up. You know, we aren't perfect. We are going to miss a fitness session, or there might be some action that we wanted to take. Having a bad day in business, for example, things haven't been going very well. So it just makes us want to give up. But what we need to do is just tell ourselves, okay, I've had a bad day. That doesn't matter. I'll just refresh, reset myself and start again tomorrow. So that's the first one. Remove that all or nothing mindset. Now, before we go any further, somebody seems to have lost a shoe. Only one shoe, so don't know where the other one is. Anyway, sorry, just got distracted there slightly. And what's the other one? So the second one I wanted to share today is discipline's all about building it into a habit. You know, building that disciplined mindset every single day. We are busy, it's not easy to do, and life will throw up challenges which we have to deal with. But another great way of helping you build that habit is to create what I call building in 3 non-negotiables every single week. So there'll be 3 things that you will do every single week, no matter what happens, doesn't matter what challenges come your way, these 3 things you will do. And this just helps you build that discipline habit into your daily life. So for example, it could be, I'm going to do 3 20-minute sessions in the gym every single week. It could be, I'm going to go to bed 1 hour earlier than normal 4 times a week. But you see what I mean? It's just trying to find those 3 things that you can fit into your week that you know you can do, and you will do them no matter what other challenges come your way. And as I said, that will just help you to build the habit, or that discipline habit, into your life. Because you don't want to get to the end of this year having started the year so well, and then of course, as I said, life kicks in, everything you got to deal with. Before you know it, it's back to December, and we're about to jump into 2027, and things haven't changed. So discipline is incredibly important. It's an incredibly important part of our mindset. If you do want to live that happier, more fulfilling life, achieve those goals that you want to achieve, you need to be disciplined, or every year will just end up being the same. I don't know if you can see that up there. That bird of prey just hovering above its prey, probably about to die. Oh, here it goes. Is it going down? No, I thought it was found something. It looks like it found something. That's what I love about getting out for a walk, seeing things like that, things that make you laugh. That boot sitting on the beach, and then seeing the wonderful world of the countryside and the different animals and stuff you see, and the different wildlife. It just really just gives me a huge boost. So I'm going to leave you there now. Enjoy the rest of my stroll along the coastal path. You see that head, that's the path. That's the outdoor swimming pool. And up there's the wee shelter. There's a wee crazy golf just next to that as well. You ever fancy a game of that? It's a really beautiful part of the world path. If you ever get a chance to come here, highly recommended place to visit. A beautiful place. And I love being by the coast. Probably my favourite place to walk. I've probably shared that in a few other videos. I do love walking near the beach. It just makes me smile. It just makes me feel so much happier inside when I'm out getting the fresh air next to the sea, the beautiful smell and the beautiful scenery. Okay, so I'm going to leave you there now. And just to round up, if opportunities come your way, and your gut is telling you, yes, this is definitely for me, forget the risk, just go for it, because you don't want to get to the end of your life and have regrets. You get one chance, grasp it with both hands, and take that opportunity when they come. And then the discipline gap. So discipline is incredibly important in life. If you want to achieve anything, you need to be disciplined. It could be anything to do with your fitness, it could be your business, it could be career, whatever it might be. But it's also a very easy thing to lose because, as I said, life happens, responsibilities, career, and just life in general. It's just very important to build that discipline habit. And two ways of doing that is getting rid of that all or nothing mindset. You know, you are going to slip up, not a problem, it happens, we're human. Just reset the next day, start again. Just don't give up altogether. It's the worst thing you can do. And then to help build that discipline habit, find those three non-negotiable things that you will do every single week, no matter what, and that will just help you to fill that discipline gap that you might have. Right, if you could subscribe, like, share and comment, I would be incredibly grateful as I build this channel bigger and better. Thank you to everybody who has subscribed so far. I am very grateful. I've now shot over 500 subscribers, so I'm now going to go for my next target, which is 1,000. So I'd be very grateful if you could help me get there. And if you'd like to support me even more, you can buy me a cheeky little coffee. The link will be coming along the screen there just now. And that again really does help me and move me forward as I take this channel and make it bigger and hopefully very beneficial for everybody that watches it and subscribes. So thank you all for watching today. Have a great mindful day, and I'll see you all again very soon. Onwards and upwards.